Welcome back to another video, guys, and today we're gonna customize this Hot Wheel. It's a 1993 Nissan Hardbody. I think that's the year, but it's gonna be a gift for someone else. As you can see, it's gonna be converted to look exactly how the customer's family member had it when they had the original truck. So we're gonna customize this particular truck to make it look like the real life truck. Alright guys, we're gonna dive right in, and we're gonna take this process similar to a custom controller process using autoborne sealer, but first we gotta disassemble. These are rivets here on the bottom. They're not screws, so the only way you can take them out is to drill them out. Once the metal is weak enough or thin enough, you're going to be able to pry the bottom piece from the actual body itself. You can use a screwdriver or any small little tool that you have. Just be careful if you are using this particular tool, because once you stab yourself once, you'll never do it again. Right now I'm just inspecting all the parts, trying to see how it's put together, how it's built, if I need to paint additional parts. For the most part, we're not going to paint most of the interior plastic. That's going to stay the same, so we're going to put that away in a secure place. The only thing that's kind of plastic that we're going to paint is this back portion, the bed portion, where normally you put I think they're like C notches for the car to be slammed to the floor. So the ones we're gonna paint, it's gonna be the bottom casting and obviously the body itself. So at this point, let's go ahead and try to see if we can remove those wheels from the bottom casting. There's still a little bit of metal left over from the drilling, so I want to make sure I smooth that out. This way I have no issues when I try to assemble the car. So I'm doing all that work right now. This way it's easier later on. We have to remove the little axle with the wheels, and that's kind of like clamped together using the metal itself, the casting. So that's going to be a little bit difficult. I just be careful with it, because you can either bend the little axle, or the wheels can come off, or you can, if you're using the Dremel tool, if you notch it too much, you're gonna break that little axle. So just be careful with it, take your time, and just keep on trying if it doesn't pop off. I'm also taking measures to make it easier for me to install the axle later on. So I'm going to grind off some of those little teeth that were holding the axle together. So I'm going to do that now before I do any type of painting. Alright, the next step is to strip the entire paint off of the car, and this will allow us to have a nicer finish when we clear the car, and of course will allow the autoborne sealer to adhere better onto the metal itself. So they have a different variety of strippers. So this one, I think I got it on Amazon. It was probably like $29, $25. It's a low order. It doesn't smell as much, but it does take a little bit longer for the metal, the paint to get stripped down from the metal. But just give it some time, come back and give it a little brush, and continue doing that. Eventually the paint's gonna definitely come off. I ended up using a toothbrush. This way I can get into all the little crevices, and then at the end I'm gonna wipe it down, or kind of clean it with the green Scotch-Brite pad. It'll help me clean it, and it'll also help me give it a little scuff before I apply the autoborne sealer. And like always, you want to make sure that you're able to hold the item without touching the rest of the paint while it's still wet. So we're going to be using some popsicle sticks to be able to hold the item, since it's kind of too small for us to work with anyways. I ended up deciding not to strip the bottom portion of the car or the truck. I wanted to make sure, I actually kind of wanted to test out to see if I had an issue with just painting over the existing material. So I'm gonna do a light sand, come back with the green Scotch-Brite and give that another round before I apply any type of a sealer. We're also going to apply a popsicle stick on this one as well. This way it's easier for us to grab. All these parts are very small, so the only thing that we're going to paint as well is that C-notch. So we're going to apply a popsicle stick on this as well. Alright, for the most part everything's ready to go. We're gonna give it a light sand and then come back with alcohol, wipe everything down and get ready to apply the autoborne sealer. Now if you saw the previous video, I mentioned that the autoborne sealer that I have in the bottle is thinned out, and it's just enough for it to pass through the airbrush, and it's the same exact thing that I use for the controller, so it's definitely going to work for this project. And for this one, I don't want to build too much with the autoborne sealer, so I ended up doing 4 thin layers, and I think that should be good enough. I think it's going to grab really nice onto the metal. I want to use the autoborne sealer as a grip, so make sure you wrap, kind of spray in different areas. This way, with the different angles and the different shapes of the all the different items, it kind of holds, grabs and clamps onto the plastic itself and the metal, and it doesn't go anywhere. This stuff really dries really hard, so I've been using it for a while and I really like it. Autoborne sealer is dry, and we're gonna come back and scuff it up with a green Scotch-Brite. This is kind of like a generic version of the Scotch-Brite, so you can probably use any generic type of sponge there. So we're gonna just scuff it up and start applying the paint. And coming back to our reference picture, we're going to be painting first the graphic, the little wave graphic. There's a two-tone, the turquoise and the white. So right now what we're gonna do is apply a white base for everything, and then kind of do a little fade to create that difference in color in that line, and then we'll use a stencil to cover that up and use it for the next layer. Man, I used to love seeing all these little cars, all the mini trucks back in the day when I was back in high school. Anything that was lowered just looked freaking awesome. Civics, all these like square body cars, and they look really nice. And of course with the time the culture changes and things like that, but I think mini trucks are coming back. People are really enjoying the older cars, and I think we're gonna see some cool like, you know, builds and stuff like that. So that's gonna be fun to see in the future. All right, now let's do the quick fade here and allow this to dry. You won't see me put autoborne sealer after every layer, but I am doing it. This will allow us to protect the previous layer, and we can continue masking for the next graphic, and we don't have an issue with the paint peeling off. So if you ever have that issue, that's what's going on there. And so everything that we're using right here is acrylic, so it does need that, you know, in between layering to make it more durable and stuff like that. If you're using more like an enamel, you probably don't need that. You definitely don't need that. So that's already hard enough, and it'll stay, you know, however. So you shouldn't have a problem with it like peeling off if you're using like whatever, however many stencils you're gonna use. Okay, the graphics for the line is already done. Now we're going to protect and apply the black, which is the bottom portion. And I'm not really looking to create the line right now. Right now I just want to fill the bottom of the car with black, and then we're gonna come back again, autoborne sealer, protect it, put the next stencil on, and then we're gonna shoot the silver on top of it. Let's remove the line stencil. This way we can cover up the black portion, kind of like the bottom half of the car, and start working on the top portion. Well, that's very satisfying. I really like how this is coming out. It's I thought it was gonna be a little bit more difficult than I thought, but it's, if you plan it out right, I think it should come out nicely. So it's always hard to paint in smaller areas, smaller items and things like that. So that's kind of the challenge for this particular project, but it's coming out really good. So let's carry on. And it's always nerve-wracking to kind of like, you know, reposition a stencil. You don't know what's gonna happen, if you know you're gonna bring the paint with you. I mean, you always trust the process, but you never know. You never know. There's always something going on. So anyways, we're gonna apply this and continue with the top portion. I'm gonna apply some white to try to cover all those dark areas that the black left, and then apply a layer of silver on top of that. And while we're working on the top portion of this cab, I want to give a shout out to Salty for allowing me to participate in this project. It's a very fun project. I never painted a Hot Wheel before. I painted toys before, but not specifically a Hot Wheel, which is kind of cool. I've seen it online before, and the cars look pretty cool. I've seen other people go as far as customizing the actual body of the car as well, with like Bondo and things, and comes out really cool. Well, the silver is done and dried. I'm gonna apply again another layer of autoborne sealer before I paint the inside of the bed. It's kind of like bed liner, I guess you can say. So let's go ahead and work on that next. I'm just gonna tape around the edges and just give it a small shot of green color. I'm sorry, of black color inside, and that should be enough to kind of, you know, give you the idea that that's painted black in the inside. All right, let's not forget the C notches, the C notch cover. We gotta paint that black as well. And now all we have left to do is paint the bottom, the undercarriage of the frame of the car or the truck. We're gonna do the same thing as we did before. We're gonna autoborne sealer base color, and then another layer of autoborne sealer to protect it. We're not doing too much stenciling on the bottom portion, but I just want to cover it and protect it just in case it wants to peel off or anything like that. The front grille and bumper, it's chrome on the original car, but I wanted to spray silver over the black to give it more of a gunmetal look. And then this way we have a contrast between the actual silver of the body of the car and then the front bumper. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm not going to cover it too much with silver, just enough to give it that gunmetal look. Everything is dry and all we gotta do is add the details, the headlights, you know, coloring the grill and stuff like that. And we're gonna be using just a small brush, same paint acrylic from the airbrush, and all we're doing is just taking it off directly from the cap of the bottle. Apply it kind of thick, this way it kind of, you know, goes in every little detail and hole and things like that, texture. But allow it to dry, so give it its good time. Would probably say a good, you know, 30 minutes 40 minutes for it to dry before you put the next layer, and of course allowing that stuff to dry as well. Just a few more details and colors for the lenses, and we should be ready to apply clear on the entire thing, so that's going to be fun as well. So the styling of the body of the truck, it may not be everybody's you know, styling or favorite truck or anything like that, but it has a sentimental value, and I think that's it has more value at that point than anything else. So I want to make sure I do a good job, and it looks pretty legit, looks nice, using the reference picture of course to make sure we get as much detail as we can on the truck. While we're finishing up all the details on this truck, let me know what's your favorite vehicle or hot rod to customize. Have you seen it before? I know when I was a little kid, I used to buy those little model cars, put them together, and airbrush them, you know, customize them and stuff like that, and that was always fun and kept me busy when I was young. So let me know what's your favorite a car, or if you have a certain collection of Hot Wheels, let me know in the comments below. Well guys, we came to the end of the video, and let's go ahead and take a look how this truck came out. I think it came out really cool. It really matches the reference picture, and I'm pretty happy with it. All we gotta do is allow this to sit, reassemble it, and of course give it a quick polish to give it a nice smooth finish. And yeah, I think it came out pretty nice. Let me know what you guys think. Guys, thank you so much for sticking around and watching the entire video. Do me a favor, comment below, leave me a comment. That really helps my channel out, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one. So hopefully you guys are doing good. Take it easy for now, and I'll see you on the next one.